Then we'll go through the market analysis and pre-market session. Yeah, guys, you had to stay with Europe. All right, so let's start with the market analysis. So once again, good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. Pretty good on my side. Very good time with family. Now it's time to look at the market and prep the week. So let's review the market. Let's review the portfolio, a bit about my game plan for today and this week overall. And we'll look into the focus list. So I made a full video, if you didn't look into it, last night about the preparation of my focus list. So I went over all the liquid leaders, names, and I picked my focus list, but I just want to review quickly in the pre-market session as well, just to keep the discipline and the way we do things usually each morning. So first thing first, NASDAQ TLMM dashboard. That's where I always start my my routine. So model switch on the uptrend attempt on Friday. So that's what I want to see early on in a potential uptrend, right? So just price wise, again, what we had is a breakout of that low cheat base, reclaim of the 21 DMA structure, retest on FOMC, tight range, shakeout. So we back tested the rising daily structure. We have that higher low structure on the right side. And so we went into the retest of the structure. With intraday, we had an oversold tag on the breadth extension. So usually that's what I want to see, right? So potential of an start of an uptrend, you get that pullback into structure while short-term and very short-term breadth gets oversold. That's your signal to engage that pullback for a potential continuation, and that's what we did, right? So Friday was very good action. What I want to see in a pullback is the price to reclaim the prior day's high. So to confirm a daily reversal, that I call it. It's the first step to reconfirm the trend, confirm that the pullback is healthy, and potentially that we have that continuation on the right side. So very good action price wise. We're right into the retest of that July's high. So pretty pivotal area early this week. Let's see how we handle it. Looks like we're gapping up. So we might gap up right into those highs or a bit above. So we'll have to look how we handle that gap up. Do we gap and fade? Do we gap and go? Or we just need to tighten up and frustrate everyone's trying to chase that gap up. But yeah, price wise, very good picture. What's good to see as well, and what I want to see, is that hook up on the McClellan summation. So we had that hook back down, but mostly chop around the 10-day moving average. And Friday, just as we reclaimed the daily reversal on the price, we also confirmed the hook up on the McClellan oscillator and summation. And we also have that nice hook up across the board on the breadth extension. So for me, that's pretty much the perfect anticipation setup, my perfect pullback setup. When you see price pullback into a rising daily structure, you have that very short-term oversold bounce and hook up on the breadth extension, and you get that McClellan summation hook up. So that's why I engaged. That's why I was having more confidence to keep my exposure into margin, because I was getting that constructive picture of the market that I usually want to see on a pullback. All right, so yeah, like I said, same type of picture on the Nasdaq. So we had that daily reversal, so above Thursday's high, that we didn't confirm on Friday. So on weighted indices, we had an inside day. So very strong inside day. We closed near the high, but still we didn't reclaim the prior day's high to try to flip that trend and give us a bit more confirmation into the weekend. But right now we do have that daily reversal with a nice gap up pre-market, and that's the big mindset that I made last year mostly, is to position myself before the market actually gaps up, because I was always battling to wait for more confirmation, and usually when you do that, you're kind of late. You have to chase the gap, you have to chase the trend, and that's easier to be chopped and to be shaken out and stopped out on new position, especially if you use tight stop loss. So the more market cycle you trade, the more pullback you trades, you get to recognize a bit of the constructive action on the right side as you see price contracting, as you see those higher lows being made, as you see the breadth getting oversold. That's all the clues that I learned to recognize, and ultimately that's why I like to position myself before markets confirm that uptrend continuation and the momentum comes in. That's usually when we gap up, and I hate to chase a gap up. So that's why over time you see me take good exposure right as we get into support. I do like a bit looking like a crazy trader, being aggressive, being trying to anticipate the move, but that's where my hedge is. So sometimes it works, sometimes it won't. I won't go back into that kind of rant. The market is, and especially trading, is a probability game. That's all about statistics. That's an edge. So sometimes it works and you make 20 times what you lose when it don't work. So you have to adjust your mind to that mindset. And yeah, internals look good as well. So we still have that very strong downtrend on the credit spread. So last week, that added a lot of conviction to me as well. Late last week when we retested that daily structure, and we had that downside reversal on Friday. So that's exactly what you want to see on the credit spreads and VIX as well. So when I saw that we were rejecting that structure area, that we were breaking down from that uptrend line and getting that downside reversal, and even closed right at the bottom and below that daily structure, that gave a lot of conviction to my exposure into the weekend. All right, so let's look at the portfolio real quick and then Focuslist. So first one is VRT. So now the inside days here. All right, so I'm still looking at that weekly chart again. I repeat myself, but I'm seeing that very nice looking cup and handle, and that's what I'm trying to position for in the handle as we make those high low structure right into the rising daily structure as well. Friday, so we had that bounce attempt on Thursday, inside day on Friday, and yeah, that's still a very strong setup. If you can play that Friday's high pivot, that's the spot. So it looks like we gap up, so maybe not buy the open or buy the strength, Wait for the weakness later on today if you want to engage. But the larger setup is still there and looking very good. Robinhood, very good setup there as well. Tight pullback with an inside day on Friday, so you can play Friday's high pivot for a daily reversal. We're a bit high from the weekly structure, so keep that in mind. But that's a leading stock. Tight pullback into the daily buy area, so good looking stuff as well. And let me just put in green the setup that I think could be still actionable, that I didn't include in the focus list because I'm already in, but are still proving to be very strong setup. So if I wouldn't be in those names, that would be my focus before the name in the focus list. Nvidia, I really like that setup. So bigger picture, you have that multi-month and even year base breakout after the April's low. So when a big breakout like that happens, don't start to look at shorting. You start to look at continuation pattern because it's just going sideways. It's basing while we did break out from a multi-year base. So you have to assume that it's a new kind of bigger cyclical bull market starting from that move, and basically what you're catching is the first base. So if you're into base counting during an uptrend, this is base number one. So that's a big breakout enough to justify a counter reset. So that's your initial leg up. That's your base number one. Higher low structure on the weekly. Still struggling a bit to reclaim that weekly reversal pivot. But on the daily, that's where it gets super constructive with higher lows being made. This was the AI news right here, and basically we went 4 days to retest the daily structure. Very tight action, and Friday was an inside day. So you can look at Friday's high again for an entry. We're gapping right into it. So maybe look at some weakness early on this morning, but I really like that setup on Nvidia, which is still the undisputed AI leader. So when you see Nvidia looking like that, I really have a hard time to be bearish, to be honest. ANET, higher low structure right into the base area, right into the daily structure. We have that very orderly pullback. We have Thursday's high as the reversal pivot that we failed on Friday, but now it seems that we're gapping up above, so we might confirm the setup here. So both Nvidia and ANET still very much actionable, very good setups. Then you have Tesla, which proved to be a leader on Friday. So we confirmed the daily reversal above Thursday's high. Very, very strong weekly close. We have that higher low structure, and we didn't even retest that daily structure. So a lot of power. Tesla, when it moves, and it won't come back into more intermediate term moving averages such as the 21 DMA. So you're either in it, or you're forcing yourself to play it extended, which is not my game. Snow, very good, delayed power earnings gap. So you have that base that we broke out on earnings, and then we have 4 tight and inside weeks as we all the 10-week moving average, as we all the base area right here. And on the daily, we have that higher low structure near inside day on Friday with a retest of the 21 EMA. And now we're gapping up above the daily reversal pivot. So basically, if we hold that pivot, and that will be the case for everything today, we want to see follow through. We want to see reversal pivots that we reclaim. We want to see those holding. So either that we backtest, we test them and we hold, or we gap and go. I don't know what will happen, but I just know that we want to see those pivots hold by the end of the day, right? We don't want to see a gap and crap type of day. Palantir still building kind of that cup and handle. We're right into the handle with a higher low, right at the daily structure. We have that tight range on the right side, potential shakeout below that structure as well, and that's one of the leading stocks. So very good setup on Palantir and Snow as well. You can look at Friday's high. That's a tight inside day to play against, to provide a very good entry. So we're right into the daily buy area, right into the weekly buy area as well. So that's definitely in the focus list as well. AMD, so one of the strongest stock of the April's low with a double uptrend, so it doubled in price. We basically have the proper base and larger pullback. We retested that base structure. We started to make a bit like Nvidia, right? We started to make higher lows. Friday was a near inside day right into structure. We didn't reclaim the 21 EMA structure yet, but that's the move that I would look today to confirm the end of that pullback, is to really push above Thursday's high, push above that daily structure, and finally confirm the end of that pullback. But again, it's constructive on the right side with higher lows, tight range. So if the market goes, that could be a nice trade with how it traded from the April's low. It seems that institution wants to get in. Uber. So once again, I'm really high on that weekly chart. So we have that multi-month year base breakout, that base on base with higher lows. We had that lift news that shake out a lot of breakout traders 2 weeks ago, and last week we had the breakout attempt, but we had to retest that base structure. We held with another higher low and we closed above that base structure. So for me, it looks like it holds. We'll eventually have to start trending, right? We don't want to hang around too long in that base. We have to go. But on the daily, that was constructive. Very tight pullback as we retested the base structure, the rising 21 DMA structure as well. And Friday, we confirmed the daily reversal in that mini kind of channel breakout as well. All right, so all those and Uber AMD. So you see that almost all my portfolio from non-de-risk position and those that I was able to take my 2R but not the 5R, so they are de-risk but not more than that, so still playing from the daily time frame. They almost all still provide daily setup, good entries, and that just come back to the comment I made a bit earlier about trying to position in the building basing process on anticipation. So these names did not even go yet. They're still building, and that's how I like to position early, even before it's too late to position. That's how you get good entries. That's how you get good risk reward. And yeah, you can complement your buying on the right side as they confirm those daily reversal. But yeah, just to prove the point that saying that almost all my portfolio is still actionable, just tells you how much I like to buy low in that basing process. All right, so Oklo, yeah, it was running too hot. That pullback was just normal and constructive. We didn't even retest the 21 DMA yet. Looks like it's gapping up 6%. That's good. And to be honest, I'm just looking for it to kind of digest, maybe build some ILO structure in a larger basing process. And later on, if it's set up again in the daily, weekly structure buy area, then I will look to add to this name. But so far, I'm managing it on the weekly time frame. Micron, nothing to do, still extended. Same thing for WBD. And now the focus list. So, yeah, that's not the right names. I hate TradingView. When I open my other laptop, just screw your entire watch list. All right, so AVGO, kind of a delayed earnings reaction as well. So we had that peg, new high, but pull back into 21 DMA structure. So we have Thursday's high as a reversal pivot for an entry. Next one, CLS, another leading stock. So building that tight range, nice shakeout on Thursday. That's a bit of a more volatile name, so make sure to buy that one on weakness, very close to daily structure. But yeah, Thursday's high for the daily reversal is a good place. CRDO, like I explained, I think that's a bit early. But if you're trying to position early for maybe a larger basing process, a bit like Oklo, then I think that playing the daily reversal or at least the daily structure reclaim is a good spot to engage. Joby still in the focus list. It was on Friday, but it's still looking good. Looks like it's gapping up, so might not be even in play. But if we get weakness and a retest of that reversal pivot, that would be a good place to initiate. Roblox, gapping up too much, gapping up 4.3%. The idea from the focus list was a retest of that reversal pivot, but looks like we won't get this. So probably out of focus for today. VST, last one, gapping up as well, but might be into play. So the utilities kind of energy AI plays is setting up as a group. So you have VST, GEV, CEG, and EG. All those names are setting up at the same time. So VST is leading. We had that, so pullback, 21 EMA structure reclaim, retest with a nice shakeout below the structure as we gap filled as well. Friday daily reversal to confirm with a full daily structure reclaim. And now that gap up, for me it's chasing, so I would wait for that daily reversal pivot retest to engage at a good risk reward spot. So that's about it for the focus list. So once again, I think that from my portfolio, there's VRT, Robinhood, Nvidia, ANET, Palantir, Snow, Uber, and AMD still actionable and good leading stuff setting up. And from the focus list, you have Roblox, likely not in play anymore with that gap up, CRDO, and Joby on reversal pivot retest, as VST as well. And you have CLS and AVGO still in play. All right, so and again, the game plan for me, that might be another panda day, doing nothing for me, to be honest. I'm already 140% exposed. I like where I'm at. I have good cushion on my position, on my portfolio. I'm not looking to increase further my risk. At this point, I want to see those confirm their daily reversal. I want to see them push, take out their 2-hour targets at least, and start to de-risk my portfolio, reduce my exposure. And if I can do that and come back around fully exposed and not so much on margin later this week, and we get a stress test, so we have kind of a mini pullback, and some selling come into the market, then I would look to re-add some exposure, re-add some risk, but not here, not on the gap up. My focus is really to trim into strength, reduce my risk, and wait for that market initial momentum to subside, that stress test to come, and if there's some selling, then I will look for some opportunities. All right, looking at the questions. All right, so ERG. That's a choppy name. I was never able to really trade that one super well. Look at that trend, that's super mean reverting. You have these small spike and then flush. Sure, it was coming with the market, but look how it's wild in the base. That would not be my focus, and I think it's a bit already extended. So the good entry was Friday. On Thursday, high reclaim. We have kind of that higher low structure, but it's extended and out of the buy area for me from the daily and weekly structure. So yeah, I wouldn't look into this. Shop, we discussed that last week. For me, it's starting to live below the daily structure. There you go. Trading views lagging again. So maybe it's just building that larger base, right? Whoa. Sorry. So it's still in this larger base. So it's not in a downtrend. It's not nothing serious, but I look to not trade those stocks below the 21 DMA structure unless, like AMD, it's building constructive action on the right side with tight range, with ILO structure, so meaning that the buyers buying spread pressure is building up. But yeah, Shop is just starting to trade below the daily structure, and unless we build constructive action on the right side and we see a reclaim of that structure, I wouldn't touch this. I think there's stuff looking way better than Shop at this time. Oh, if I click the watch list, okay. Thanks for the thanks Shiv and Jamin. Microsoft, I think it's setting up very well. Yeah, that's such a classic Alex setup right here. Let me remove everything. So that's what I want to see, right? Big uptrend, so confirming the interest and the leadership of the stock. Gapped up on earnings. That was getting overheated and extended, so it needed time to pull back, to digest. So very nice action. So we now have that 21 DMA structure reclaim and retest with constructive action on the right side with higher lows. You had that daily reversal confirmed on Friday. We're still within the weekly and daily buy area, so not extended. So yeah, Microsoft looking very good. If we do follow through on that daily reversal, so we basically potentially confirm that new uptrend trying to take shape. We're still inside that range, right? So that's an anticipation play right here, unless we push out of that range. And if it fails and we reject and we break down from that uptrend line, then potentially a larger pullback is needed. ORCL. Yeah, not for me. That's some good leadership. That's a nice delayed earnings reaction, but I think that I explained that last night. There's that structure breakdown. It's extended from the weekly, so usually what I try to engage in delayed earnings reaction is having a confluence of both the daily and weekly structure, a bit like snow. So it was not extended from the daily, the weekly as well. And ORCL, there's that TikTok news as well that I want to see how it's digested. But overall, just being patient and wait that the weekly is not extended anymore as well. Yeah, it's lagging view. Good one. And by the way, guys, TradingView reached out to me on X, and I talked to them, and they said they were not even aware of that lagging problem at the open. So I sent them a video and all your comments about being a pain at the open. So thanks for sharing your pain, because I proved to them that I was not alone. Yeah, that's what I told them. Exactly. I say no problem. But yeah, they were not aware of that problem. But yeah, I think they're on it. I'm still waiting for a follow-up on that. But yeah, at least they reached out and they said they're working on it. Is B key NG chart too messy? Okay, Louis, I think I don't even have to open the chart. Just because you asked this, probably it will be choppy, right? Wow. So you have your answer, man. Just having to ask the question, probably you have the good reflex, and you already knew that it was choppy, right? So you're right, though. The weekly does look good. So you have kind of that base breakout and base on base setup. So if you like the weekly pattern and you're a bit like me with Auber, getting ready to be chopped up and just not in a hurry to see it work, then you can buy pretty low in the weekly, trying to position yourself on the weekly reversal, still in the weekly structure. But be patient with it. Go with a smaller position, not too heavy, just to buy you patience, to buy you risk tolerance, and you'll be able to withstand and hold on with that kind of choppy name. But I think that you had the good reflex already. Just asking if it's too choppy, you already knew that, right? Wolf, extended, too extended for me. So there's that big breakout, and I like to see that. So we ran into that base super quickly, and when you see that, you don't engage right away. That's way too extended. It needs time to digest, to form some type of handle, which it made. So two tights inside day, a failed breakout, and then a new high. And now it seems that it's just like building some type of high tight flag. Yeah, I have a hard time with those names, to be honest. It's kind of wedging up as well. So usually when you get those wedge up, you have those shake out. You have kind of that retest. I don't know. I wouldn't call that an A+ setup. And it's weekly extended as well. So yeah, if you're into those stronger like extended daily setups, high tight flags, etc., that might be a good setup right into the daily structure. So daily time frame wise, it's not extended, it's still viable. I don't like that bold flag, that bear flag, that rising flag. But apart than that, it's right into structure. It was leading recently. It's strong, but yeah, not for me. So yeah, I'm 40% on margin. But look at my portfolio. I have a lot of cushion. I was not on margin right away. I have a lot of cushion in those names. I have a lot of cushion on Palantir, on Tesla as well. So it's really built up over time. And I have exposure from more than 1 month with those names. So it's not like I went 140 on margin right away without cushion, without without having that traction. Keep in mind, I am nicely up month to date as well, double digit. So that's the cushion that you need to be aggressive. But yeah, that's how I like to trade, being aggressive on anticipation, having those good easy push, and then de-risking and trimming into strength. That's how I trade. Yeah, Vic, I think it's risky to enter on a gap up day. Well, always depend on your time frames, right? Because we do have a lot of names not that extended from the daily and weekly structure. A lot of stuff still within buy area despite that gap. but don't go all in on a gap. So wait for the intraday weakness. Go in one time, one trade at a time. Wait, see if you get traction on your first few position. Take some trims, test a new position, and as you go through the day and to the week, you get the feel, you get the traction, and now you can ramp up exposure and your risk, but not all in on a gap up. That's that's certainly dangerous. Yeah, Oliver Kell, I think he won 2020 contest with like Tesla, this T-Doc, CrowdStrike. So it was mainly trading the same stuff that I trade. You just have to make it count, right? So trade around the core. Don't turn bearish as soon as the market is extended or the market is pulling back on a normal reaction. And wait for those opportunity, those pullback to reload your exposure, trim into strength as you get extended, and trade around the market cycles like that, and just see if the market is getting tired. Each basis it builds, but yeah, if we start at, if April's rally was the first leg down and we had that digestion, then we're basically base one into a much larger trend, and that's what I'm trading. I'm keeping an optimistic view on the market that we're in a bull market, and as long as the pullback anticipation entries and my portfolio is giving me good feedback, you have to play the trend, guys. I'm sorry, but if you turn bearish each time we get a pullback and you lose your exposure and you're battling to get re-exposed, that's where you tend to overtrade. You feel that mentally you're drained, because you constantly have to fight it back and flipping between a bearish bullish view, that kind of thing. So keep an open mind, an open but optimistic mind, guys. That's what I would say. All right, so that's it for me, guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you'll have a great day, a great week. And once again, I will be in the pit if you have any questions. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Have a good one.